team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is here every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
Wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Focal Online TV. Welcome to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media with your presenter, Greg Courage Park. I'm excited and grateful to God this morning to be here to inform you about the happenings within our country, Liberia, and the world at large from our newsroom here at Focal Online TV, where we bring to you the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. For this morning, we have varieties of newspapers. We have the Daily Observer newspaper, we have the Front Page Africa newspaper, we have the New Dawn newspaper, and concluding, we have the Hot Pepper newspaper. Therefore, we encourage you to kindly like and follow Focal Online TV, or better still, make use of our comment section where you are able to share our live stream as well and be able to inform other people about the happenings within our country, Liberia, and the world at large. So for today, we're going to be looking at the top headlines of what is in the print this morning. So what's in the print this morning from Daily Observer newspaper? Waka accused of violating executive law on ministerial appointments. Waka accused of violating executive law on ministerial appointments. We are returning from one long vacation reinvigorated. Criminal court denies U.S. citizen from seeking medical care abroad. Criminal court denies U.S. citizen from seeking medical care abroad. This is another interesting top story here from the Daily Observer newspaper. We now move quickly to the New Dawn newspaper. What is in the print this morning from the New Dawn newspaper? Is we are rating falling? Is Ria's rating falling? Senator McGill cautions President Waka. Senator McGill cautions Waka. Senator McGill cautions President Joseph Yuma Waka. This is how we move quickly to the Hot Pepper newspaper and Front Page Africa newspaper. Front Page has interesting top stories here this morning, and we're gonna be giving you the headlines from PC. Why Molu resigned? Why Molu resigned? Why Moba Molu, former chairman of the CDC, the Coalition for Democratic Change, why Moba Molu resigned? We want to know this morning from the Front Page Africa newspaper. Liberia and Barbados forge historic diplomat ties in Accra signing ceremony. This is another interesting one. Representative Edward Flomo seeks house intervention at University of Liberia staff abandoned classes. First of its kind to see District Number 13 representative speaking on issues relating to our country. Yes, this is interesting. Representative Edward Flomo seeks house intervention at University of Liberia staff abandoned classes. This is interesting, and this is from the Front Page Africa newspaper. This is what is embedded within the screen this morning. Of course, lastly, we have the Hot Paper newspaper. What is in the print this morning from Hot Paper newspaper? MOE advocates for active engagement in budgetary. MOE, Ministry of Education, advocates for active engagement in budgetary process. This is how we now close up on the news headlines. We take a 5-minute break. So when we get back, we fill you in on the news in details. Kindly stay with me here on Focal Online TV on this platform called the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, where I bring to you these informative informations relating to our country, like Liberia and the war at large, from our news sources, the Daily Observer newspaper, the Front Page Africa, the New Dawn, and the Hot Paper newspaper. Please stay with me as I'll be right back shortly.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the war at large.
Hello, Lyndon Topa. My name is Grefina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Paper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
Wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large.
Welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media this morning with your presenter, Grefina Korishpa. If you're watching, I love like you. And this is the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. This is where we bring to you information relating to our country, Liberia, and the war at large from our news sources, the Daily Observer newspaper, the Front Page Africa, the New Dawn, and Hot Paper newspaper. Waka accused of violating executive law on ministerial appointments. Waka accused of violating executive law on ministerial appointments. President Joseph Human Bwaka has been accused of violating a national law that has guarded the presidency for over half a century in the appointment of cabinet ministers. That could be a reflection of national unity and integration. The appointment of cabinet ministers from various counties has been brought into questions by Nimba County District Number 2 Representative Yan G. Flomo, citing a potential violation of the 1972 executive order which stipulates the appointment of at least one cabinet member from each county to promote national integration and unity. Flomo on Tuesday, 27 February 2024, during the 14th day sitting of the House of Representatives, pointed out a violation of Section 10.2 of the Executive Law of 1972, captioned Appointment of Cabinet Ministers from all counties, which says, as far as practicable, the President shall appoint at least one member of the Cabinet from every county of the Republic of Liberia. The law was introduced at a time when minister leadership was concentrated among an elite few and to begin an effort to decentralize governance. President William R. Tolbert deemed it expedient to establish a culture of inclusivity by having other counties represented in the highest echelons of the executive branch. Known as a leader of progressive change, President Talbot came to office following the death of his predecessor, William V. S. Tubman, in 1971. President Talbot, who had been vice president for over 20 years, marked the beginning of a new era in the political governance of the state when he was inaugurated on January 3, 1972. One of Tabo administration's major first instrument of law was the Executive Law of 1972. Since then, the law has not evolved and may perhaps need to be amended consistent with Article 56A of the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, which states that appointment officials shall hold their office at the pleasure of the President. The pleasure of the President, on the hand, could be to require competence over county affiliation in order to achieve certain social, economic, and development goals. On the other hand, the pleasure of the president could be exact opposite tribal or regional domination in government without regard to quality of service. This is how we proceed to another news presentation here on the Daily Observer newspaper. Criminal court denies U.S. citizen from seeking medical care abroad. Criminal court denies U.S. citizen for seeking medical care abroad. A U.S. citizen, Lucas Richard, on trial for attempting to murder his wife, Jessica Lloyd, was on Wednesday, February 28, denied permission by Criminal Code B to travel abroad for medical care. The victim, Jessica Law, survived the attack and is actively involved in the prosecution ahead against her husband. Although Richie's lawyers requested permission for a medical checkup in his home country due to his alleged devastating condition, Judge Nelson Shannon modified his bail conditions to prevent him from leaving Liberia while the trial was ongoing. Richards, who has been billed, who not be allowed to leave Liberia while his trial is ongoing, the judge said before adjourning the case to a later date. The government opposed the request from the legal team of Richards, a U.S. Christian missionary, citing concerns about the potential non-return to Liberia if granted permission, as there is no extradition treaty between Liberia and the United States of America. The indictment against Richards alleged that he attacked and injured Lord in Dixville, Caldwell on September 14 after Richards' arrest Creekside Church, his church in the U.S., learned about the situation and expressed support for the victim while maintaining his innocence. They clarified that Richard was not a member of their church but had his own church in Liberia. Amid conflicting eyewitness accounts, the church expressed trust in the Liberian legal system to uncover the truth and ensure justice. Following confirmation of an extramarital relationship between Richards and Leo, The church stated that he was no longer eligible to their support. They emphasized the importance of seeking truth and justice through the collaboration with authorities in both countries. This is how we transition to another news reading here under the Newtown newspaper quickly. Is Ria's rating falling? Is Ria's rating falling? This is from Newtown newspaper. Ex-President George Manneh Weah appears to be losing his once strong popularity with Liberians, especially youth, as his return to Liberia on Tuesday, 27 February, was greeted by low-key reception. The once mighty popularity of former President George Manneh Weah appears to have experienced a significant decline in a recent week following his departure from office. Formerly hailed for drawing massive crowds, his returns from foreign trips marked by enthusiastic supporters dressed in red in jubilant celebration. Ria's latest return to the country Tuesday saw only a subdued gathering of individuals dressed in ordinary attire. There's no doubt once famous former President George Talon upon Usman Manewiya and his wife. Former First Lady Claudia left Liberia for France shortly after the inauguration of President Joseph Joubert Boakai to accept a prestigious peace award. During his departure, he was accompanied to the airport by several former government officials, including former Justice Minister Frank Musa Dini, former Commerce Minister Marwin Dix, former City Mayor Jefferson Koji, and former Deputy Public Works Minister Joseph P. Todd, among other Liberians who had gone to seek him to take off. However, his return on Tuesday, February 22, 2023, at the Roberts International Airport saw a dwindling turnout, signaling a notable shift in the former president's popularity. While Weah, who conceded defeat to former Vice President Joseph Joubert Boakai after November 14 runoff election, stated that he had returned to engage in party work and critic the Boakai government. There appears to be internal strife within his former ruling Congress for Democratic Change (CDC) since voters denied the CDC a second term. On the day of the former president's return, CDC party chairman Mobake Molu Jr. tendered his resignation letter citing challenges faced during Ria's administration. He disclosed encountering constraints that limited his ability to carry out his responsibilities fully. At this time, we now move over to another headline under the daily sorry, under the Newtown newspaper. Michael wants Ria access denial probe. Michael wants Ria's access denial probe. Opposition Margibi County Senator Nathaniel Fallow Magill is demanding an immediate investigation into claims that former Liberian President George Manneh Weah was denied access to a VIP lounge at the Roberts International Airport RIA. Upon Weah's return to Liberia on Tuesday, 27 February 2024, a report circulated here that he was allegedly denied entry into a VIP lounge allegedly reserved for the presidency, but was made to use the old VIP lounge at RIA. Mr. Weah, along with his family, returned from Italy and has sought to use the airport's VIP lounge he named after his wife, former Liberian First Lady, Madame Claire Marie Weah. However, it is reported that the Weahs were told to use the old VIP lounge that had been used by presidents and other vice presidents instead of the new one. There are claims that they were allegedly prevented by protocols in charge of the facility intended for high profile persons. Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana said the launch in question is reserved for only the Liberian presidency, adding that Liberia has one president, Mr. Joseph Yuma Waka. In the wake of the report, Mr. Michael, however, addressed a major news conference Wednesday, 28 February, at the Capitol Building office in Monrovia to express his displeasure over what has been alleged. Senator Michael expressed frustration over what he claimed was an inhuman treatment of the former president. The Markibi County Senator alleged that denying Mr. Weir access to the VIP lounge amounted to a serious security threat to the state. He said it was a baseless justification given by the presidential press secretary suggestion that the VIP lounge was reserved for the presidency. Miguel alleged that Liberia has been heavily and bitterly divided since his party, the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change (CDC), was voted out after one 6-year term. Waka beat Weir in the 14 November 2023 presidential runoff by a narrow margin. Citizens, including Michael, continue to suggest that the country, is divided because Waka won the election with a low margin. Front page Africa newspaper. Why Molu resigned? Why Molu resigned? Opposition CDC chairman resigned amid strained relationship with President Joseph, with former President George Manning Weah. Moba Molu Tuesday evening stunned many with the shock announcement that he was resigning as chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change (CDC). One factor influencing my decision is the diminishing opportunity for me to effectively fulfill my role as the people's chairman. As an advocate dedicated to supporting the people, it is disheartening to encounter constraints that limit my ability to carry out my responsibility, Molu said in a Facebook page. Molu, however, clarified that he was only standing down for his position but remains a member of the party. Factor behind Molu's resignation. It appeared clear by implication that those internal battles within the CDC had contributed to and perhaps even accelerated Molu's decision. In one telling moment was Mr. Weir's recent decision to suspend all activities Molu had planned to organize a retreat in Grand Bassa County on grounds that he wasn't informed. Mr. Weir wrote, I learned through social media and the press that you have organized a retreat of the CDC to be held in Grand Bassa County. As senior barrier, I was never consulted and therefore had not input in the organization and structuring of such a retreat. Also, several members of the Governing Council and the National Executive Committee have informed me that they too were not informed in the planning of said retreat. He added, Mr. Chairman, the constitution of the Coalition for Democratic Change documents gives the power of such decision to the National Executive Committee and the Governing Council in the absence of a national convention. As head of the Governing Council, I will be convening a meeting of the Council before February end at the National HQ to set the stage for an honest review of our recent electoral performance and reboot for the future. You are therefore asked to suspend all activities of the planned retreat until a final decision by the GC and the NEC is made. Continuing, Mr. Weir added, I also want to bring to your attention the recent leadership set up by the CDC Legislative Caucus. Again, the leadership was set up without any recourse or consultation with the leadership of the party and its relevant organs. Even some members of the CDC Legislative Caucus were not informed and did not participate in the exercise that led to the setting up of the leadership. As such, we as a party cannot recognize that leadership until the right things are done in keeping with the party's protocol. What does Molu's resignation mean for CDC? Undoubtedly, it is a significant setback, according to political pundits. Molu has been CDC's chairman for nearly 6 years, directing strategies, Sari, and strengthening the party's cells across the country with his distinctive political agenda. Now, a slew of opinion polls in Bronx and other counties show that Molu's resignation is deeply unpopular among partisans. Many partisans weighing in on a local radio station in Bronx County say the party should be more concerned about returning to power than having internal conflicts. Before his resignation, Molu told Front Page Africa he had planned to reawaken the hopes of partisans across country with a nationwide tour. However, it appears the CDC will be overshadowed by the battle of who becomes Molu's successor. This is how we now move quickly to another headline under the Front Page Africa newspaper. Quickly, another headline: Liberia and Barbados forge historic diplomatic ties in Accra signing ceremony. The Republic of Liberia and Barbados have solidified diplomatic relations through a historic signing ceremony held in Accra, Ghana on Tuesday. The event, presided over by Liberia's Foreign Minister Sarah Beslo Yanti and Madam Julia Baba Brawley, head of mission of the High Commission of Barbados, marked a significant milestone in the diplomatic landscape of both nations. The signing ceremony, the culmination of extensive engagement between the Embassy of Liberia in Accra and the High Commission of Barbados, accredited to Ghana, underscores a shared commitment to fostering fruitful and mutually beneficial soft relationships. Spearheaded by Minister Yanti, these engagements have laid the groundwork for collaborative efforts across various sectors. Over the past 4 nights, decisions led by Minister Yanti have centered on exploring avenues for cooperation between Liberia and Barbados. Key areas of focus include leveraging Barbados' expertise in the National Training Initiative (NTI) to bolster Liberia's workforce capabilities through knowledge exchange and technology transfer in skills development. This is how we take a short break. When we get back, I conclude on the Hot Pepper newspaper presentation for today. Thanks for joining us this morning. We have two persons who are following from Grand Bassa County. Thanks to you, Abu B. Jallo, for always following us. Amara M. Donso, great platform. Thank you, Amara M. Donso and Abu B. Jallo, for following us this morning. We appreciate you. We also have an upcoming activities here as it relates to the RWD globally. We will be celebrating International Women's Day, and the gender sector of the ABJ Foundation is celebrating this program on March 9, and it's going to be held at the Christina Bedell Preparatory School in New Georgia Estate. We begin our grand march at 9 a.m. from Bassertown Junction to the Christina Bedell Preparatory School with a band. Therefore, we are encouraging all females to make use of the opportunity. Come and learn, come and know why you should be inspired to be included. Come and get a gist about International Women's Day. Why is it that people celebrate International Women's Day? Why should I, a female, be celebrating International Women's Day? So all of these things is essential. And of course, ABJ Foundation have a good package for all of the participants that will be attending that program as well. We encourage males. We encourage males to attend this important event. Female and males can attend this important event, as we'll be having a lot as it relates to entertainment, items 13, and the educational aspect of that as well. So thanks to all of you for joining us this morning. I will be back shortly to conclude on the Hard Pepper newspaper. Please stay with me. Don't forget today is Thursday and today is February 29th. Today happens to be the last day in the month of February 2024. So we are grateful to God to be here. Thank you so much, and I'll be right back.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Lyndon Topa. My name is Greg Courage Pa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Lyndon Topa. My name is Greg Courage Pa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media with your presenter, Greg Courage Park. Hot Pepper Newspaper, MOE advocates for active engagement in budgetary process. MOE, that is the Ministry of Education, advocates for active engagement in budgetary process. As Liberia prepares for the forthcoming submission of the 2024 national budget to the national legislature, the Ministry of Education has issued a resounding call for robust participation in budgetary deliberations aimed at effectively addressing critical gaps within the education sector. During a consultative dialogue convened with members of the House of Representatives Committee on Education, hosted at the Ministry of Education Ministerial Complex, Congo Town, Dr. Jason Male Jala, Minister of Education, emphasized the imperative for the ministry's proactive engagement in the budget formulation process. Dr. Jala highlighted the necessity of gaining comprehensive insights into allocated resources to strategically tackle the challenges confronting the educational landscape. Underlining the ministry knows understanding of these challenges, Dr. Jala announced plans for a comprehensive county tour to access all public facilities nationwide, sorry, reaffirming the ministry's unwavering commitment to remaining attuned to evolving circumstances. Furthermore, the Education Minister advocated for enhanced evaluation mechanism for volunteer teachers to ensure the delivery of quality education. She outlined forthcoming reviews of the employment status of remaining volunteer teachers and other strategic priorities. In part, the House of Representatives Committee on Education, led by Chairman Prof. Thomas Romeo Poor, pledged collaborative efforts with the ministry and other stakeholders to address prevalent challenges within the education sector. Chairman Kwai underscored the pivotal role of education in Liberia's growth, statutory emphasizing the necessity of adequate budgetary allocation to booster the sector development. The committee reaffirmed its steadfast dedication and unwavering support towards enhancing the quality and accessibility of education across Liberia. This is how we wrap up for today on our 45-minute presentation. We appreciate all of you for joining us here this morning, and we are grateful for having all of you here as well. Thanks for joining us. We will be back again tomorrow to conclude with our weekly news updates here from Focal Online TV. Focal Online TV is located within the Topo Village community along the JPN Freeway, and our office is open from Monday to Friday. Sorry, from Monday to Saturday at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We encourage you to make use of our office space whenever you have the chance. If you want to strike a business, we make use of our office space as well. Thanks to all of you. We appreciate your efforts. And of course, we will be back again tomorrow. Bye bye and have a blessed day.
Hello, dear. My name is K. Lyndon Togba. I'm in search of a platform